Hey sports fans, here's a tip to keep in mind the next time you make your betting picks. According to research, home field advantage is no joke, especially in those playoffs. In the NBA and the NFL postseason, the home team typically has a 64% shot at victory. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
It's smarter to be on Sport.
And welcome in. It's in-game live game day on this wild, wonderful, winning Wednesday. How about that? Scott Wetzel, Dave Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching and betting on the world of sports. Ah, yes, little NBA, little NHL. We got hockey. We got a little college basketball as well if you're into the CBC stuff. Black Clouds, SGPs, and of course, our 5 on the line trend play of the nights. It's a beautiful thing. What's going on, Dave? How are you this evening?
I'm good, man. That's a nice lineup card right there. 5 on the line in the beginning here. Dawson in the first hour. Of course, the Black Cloud, which is staying hot, although yesterday we put the Black Cloud on the play. That's okay. Can't win them all, but you've been winning a lot more than you're losing. In the back hour, you know, Kurtzen and Cam is a hell of a parlay. Is it still Torpedo? I mean, it was Torpedo Tuesday. Can we call it Torpedo Wednesday? Because there was a lot of day baseball, and there was a lot of home runs, a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, you know, instead of a torpedo, it could be a whirlwind Wednesday for basketball, right? Not bad. Good job. Good job.
Yeah. Got some good hockey games tonight.
Yes.
Had a couple last night. Not bad. Not a big fan, I must say, of midweek afternoon baseball games, especially in April. Yeah. You know why? Because this is when the subs get to play. You know, you're betting on, you pick a team and you think, Albert Pujols and Jack Clark and Mike Schmidt are going to be in the lineup, little Cardinals versus Phillies. Meanwhile, you're getting, Joe Schmo, Mr. Magoo, because, God forbid the guy should play a day game after a night game, especially the catchers. They really don't play. So you're betting on a team, you think you're getting A, and you're getting their C lineup. So I generally stay away. Not completely, but generally. So at least we got some nighttime stuff tonight.
I love the day baseball. I mean, and it's breakfast baseball out in Vegas. I mean, the game started at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. We got morning baseball. Skeens look good today. Oh, boy, it was nice to see Skeens after that nice GQ magazine spread. Him and Livy and the dog Rue took pictures, and they had him all dressed up. Boy, he went out today, 6 Ks. I think the prop was 7, though, so a lot of people were mad. He didn't go over the K prop. But the Pirate game went under. The Pirates got another win. We're off. 2-6. Here we go. Going home, day off, and bring the Yankees home. We got the Yankees this weekend in Pittsburgh. But we got 5 on the line. The Red Sox are winning. Give it to the people. Let's get this thing started because you got trends. You got to give them to all.
Yeah, man. We got Garrett Crochet actually pitching well so far tonight. Should have bet him.
Don't
put the
jinx
black
it.
cloud on him. Yeah. I don't want him to do well. All right. We didn't hit our black cloud last night. Did go 3-2 with the trends. So profitable night as we continue to pump out the winning trends. So these are the best 5 trends on the line. 5 on the line time. Yeah, we did go 3-2. Not bad. Hit with the Blues scored late in regulation. Literally about like 10 seconds left or so. Then they won in overtime. Yeah. So St. Louis was the winner. Over 5.5. Tampa, unfortunately, a loser. Thank you for getting next to nothing from the Islanders. The under Nashville Columbus was a loser about 5 minutes in. But we hit with Golden State laying 5.5, even though the whole world, you said it, Dave, was betting on Memphis last night for some dopey reason. I don't know why. And they didn't cover, so Golden State did. And then Chattanooga's a 2.5-point dog, our best number 1 trend play. They won outright. So 3-2. Not too bad. We are now 31-19 giving out these trends.
Keep them coming.
What you want with them? Keep them coming. Yeah, been successful so far. So, all right, what are we going to do tonight? Forget about what you've done for us. What are we going to do for you? That's the big question, right? So here we go. Number 5, 5 trends, 5 on the line. Number 5, we're looking at the Chicago Blackhawks and Colorado Avalanche. Now, you can't lay the number. I would tell you Colorado, but we can't. I won't do that to you. It's almost 4-1. That's ridiculous. But how about the Blackhawks? 11-1 over their last 12 home games where this game is. So you know where we're going. Mm-hmm. Yep, gotta give us over. Hopefully you can get a 5.5 somewhere, or maybe even a 6.
No way.
But FanDuel's got it at 6.5. You're getting plus odds. I think you're gonna get 7 goals, 5-2, 6-1, something along those lines. Colorado. So over 5.5, 6.5. We'll call it Chicago and Colorado. I think that's a pretty good.
It's
trend.
minus 420 or so on the money line. That's a hard pass, but 6.5 flat pretty much everywhere. Let's get some goals. Give them number 4.
All right, number 4 on our hit list tonight. Little hockey. How about Vancouver versus Seattle? People here on the East Coast don't realize big rivalry, right? That's they're neighbors back on the West Coast there. So how about over 12-1? Their last 13 meetings, 12-1. So where we're going. It doesn't take a genius to figure it out. Let's go over, right? 5.5. This one is 5.5. I mean, you talk about bucking some serious trends, right? 12-1 over. Give me over 5.5. Vancouver and Seattle.
Tough side to pick, but I like that total too. Keep them rolling. Let's go. What's number 3? Go to the hoops.
All right, number 3, we're going to use a game that just started, basically, just a couple of minutes in. Boston and the Miami Heat. Celtics are playing great basketball. 14-1 straight up, 11-4 against the spread. They've owned Miami over the last, really ever since they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals in the COVID year. They've really beaten the snot out of them. So 14-1, they're at home, they're not losing. I'm going to take the chance. They cover the number. They've been playing great. Like I said, 11-4 against the spread. So yeah, let's go Boston. Minus 10.5 against Miami. Again, that just tipped off, so you can
good thing about the in-game is now you can lay 5.5, Wetzel. So they're down 29-22. Second quarter just started. Jump in there, lay 5.5 or 4.5. Let's go.
All right, there you go. So 5.5, the number is. We'll take that. Number 2 on our hit list of our 5 on the line. How about Clippers and New Orleans? Monster number, 17.5. Wow, where are we going to go on this one? I will tell you, Clippers, 8-2 straight up, 9-1 against the spread their last 10 games. 9-1. Wow, they've been a covering machine, so you know where we got to go. Yeah, got to lay the 17.5. I mean, these are not necessarily things I would do, but just trend-wise, that says, lay the 17.5, 20.5, whatever it is ends up being. But it's 17.5 right now. All right, so that's
a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. A lot of points.
Oh,
But it's not a look-ahead spot. I did look it up. They got Dallas next, so it's no big deal. So it's not like they might, take their foot off.
Give them number one.
So. Number one, this is what we've been waiting for. I don't think we've missed a number one pick yet since we've been doing this, believe it or not. We're going to go back to the hardwood. NBA OKC hosting Detroit. Greatest sports axiom of all time is in play as OKC has won and, more importantly, covered 10 in a row. You know where we're going. Yes. Give me OKC minus 14.5, maybe 13.5 in some circles as the Thunder have covered 10 in a row. Winners bet with streaks. Losers bet against streaks, Dave. So OKC laid the big wood.
That's a lot of big wood. I mean, you're like a lumberjack tonight with these trends. I mean, over in the goals with the hockey. I mean, there's the plays from yesterday. There's the plays from today. We got all sides, 2 totals. Here we go, baby.
All right, we are set. More coming up in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Dave, hour number one, just getting underway. So we got our 5 on the line trends. You're set with those. Let's take a look at the board here, Dave. I do notice you rocking the little Hank Aaron, Ralph Gar, second baseman for the Atlanta Braves way back when outfit. That probably dates even you. I'm a tad older than you. Yeah.
Yes, this is fine, but that's okay. I mean, you named 3 guys that you said you didn't like day baseball earlier. They're all retired.
Yeah.
Every guy you named is retired. And I mean, I don't
no.
even know what you're talking about. The kids have no idea what you're talking about. It is a 44 on the back. That is Hank Aaron. Listen, somebody's got to beat the Dodgers, right? I mean, the Dodgers, the line yesterday was low. And I mean, Sale pitched really good until he didn't, and then they got a couple runs, and it didn't matter, and the Braves can't score, and now the line's 245 today, and you got Snell on the way out of town, looking to avoid. So for the book guys everywhere, I said, you know what? I'll try what I can to help because they're crying the Blues every day. 7-0 for the Dodgers, 6-1 on the run line. Mookie hits a home run. Like, everything that's supposed to happen does happen. Everybody's crying in the book, like, are the Dodgers ever going to lose? You know, my one buddy's like, they should put up that prop 162-0. Ask your buddy Wetzel, you know, if anybody wants to put that up. See, that's what I'm saying. You're ready to play over the adjusted season wins of 111.
107 and a half, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Like, I mean, but it looks like they're going to win. Tonight, let's hope the Braves can keep it within 1, maybe. Yeah. I think they got a shot. No, come on.
I mean, really, there's 2 stories, right? I mean, it's the Dodgers are the obvious one, but if you're an Atlanta Braves fan, you know you're winless, and you've scored 2 runs, Dave, in the last 4 games. I mean, 2 shutouts and 2 one-run games. I mean, what is that lineup? You know, I was more concerned about the pitching than I was the lineup. I figured once everyone got back healthy with all the injuries last year, that wouldn't be an issue. But they can't hit the ball. Everyone else is hitting home run after home run after home run. And here's the Atlanta Braves. They can't hit the ball in the infield, for goodness sakes.
Yeah. Said it yesterday. I'll give you this stat again today because it happened. Only 3 teams in Major League Baseball history have started a season 0-6 and made the postseason. 3. It was 2011, the Rays, 1995, the Reds, and 1974, the Pirates. Cross the Braves off the list, Wetzel. That's it. Make the playoffs? Just no. They're out. That's it. National League winner to the second choice. Books haven't adjusted anything yet because you don't want to make overreactions like that. But, man, oh, man, that's a lot of history. And like you said, they can't get a hit with runners in scoring position. Before the game last night, I have the stat as being 1 for 28 with runners in scoring position, the Braves were. So, and that was before last night, which they only got 1 run. So I'm sure they stranded more runners as well. So things aren't going well. But they got the Marlins on the weekend. Everything will be fine. They get back to Atlanta, fix that. Maybe tonight they get there, at least plus a run and a half for the book guys. I mean, keep it close.
Yeah. There is a system in play, you know, for tonight for the Atlanta Braves. You know, one of the Wetzel systems, Wetzel winners.
Of
you
many.
bet on a team, right? Among many, exactly. You bet on a team that lost with their ace on the hill the day before.
Oh my!
So Braves lose with Sale. Everyone's betting the Braves because it's Chris Sale. Maybe not last night because it's the Dodgers, but you know what I mean. When the ace is on the hill, you're betting the team. They lose. You go walk away, you're up yelling and screaming, and then the next day they end up winning because the other team is all excited about beating your ace. And so they're a little deflated. So it would be just like baseball to have the Dodgers lose tonight. They beat Sale yesterday, and they lose at home, even though they got obviously a good pitcher on the hill tonight.
Yeah.
Dodgers.
Bryce Elder. All right. We're going against Snell. Boy, I don't know. I'm not crazy about that trend. You got a lot of crazy theories and a lot of that book of Wetzel's, like betting situations. It's big. I mean, it's big, thick, big book.
It's thick.
A lot of things. Yeah, that one sounded like you got that one from my buddy Shrew. I don't know. Bet against the ace the next day. What do you do in the Mets in the Orioles and the Red Sox? Because is Crochet the ace? Because Crochet is dealing right now. 3 hits.
Yeah.
Through 6, the Red Sox are up 3-0. Is that an in-game? Wow, what's the in-game for that?
40-1.
Boy. Whoa.
40-1. Yeah. I got to tell you, I was all set. I was all pumped to have him give up like 5 runs in 3 1/3 innings.
Why?
And then yell and scream and say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. But guy gets $170 million and he pitches shutout baseball. You got to hand it to him tonight anyway. So.
Your same game parlay
Rafi
is coming
Devers
up
got
next
a base
segment.
hit.
He did. He finally got a base hit. We needed that. But your same game parlay is coming up next segment. You can tell everybody how right you were there and, give them a play for tonight. That's fine. But why, as a Red Sox guy, did you want him to pitch bad and then you could say you were right? Like, why can't you just celebrate that maybe they made the right decision and gave the guy the money and he's going to be everything you had hoped for as a left-handed, top end of the rotation ace?
Yeah. I just can't get over the fact he was on the worst team in the history of baseball last year and he refused to be traded. I can't get that out of my system. Why would anyone want that? Where's the fight? Where's the desire? Where, in August when, the bullpen has been used up and we need you to go to extra couple of innings, Garrett, is he going to be saying, I don't think so. I really don't feel like pitching tonight. I just wonder. Everything's great in April, but he's got to prove himself to me.
He saved it.
What pitcher wants to stay with the White Sox last year?
It worked out. He went to Boston. Yeah. Now he's in Boston.
Maybe he could have been in Boston last year. Maybe the Red Sox make the playoffs last year if he's willing to be traded in July.
For him last year. No, they wouldn't have traded for him last year. They waited till the offseason. I don't know. You Red Sox fans sometimes.
I should be happy.
I think you would rather lose and complain than when you win.
Yeah. On a night in which the Red Sox are pitching a shutout and the Stankies are being shut out, if I'm not happy under those circumstances.
And Devers got another hit. Devers is cooking.
Devers, Rafi is back. How about that? So is SGP. That is coming up next.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 124 past the hour. You know what time it is. Time for our little SGP same game parlay. All right, we're going to go back to our 5 on the line trends. And the number one trend was OKC winning 10 straight and, more importantly, covering 10 in a row. So let us pitch our fork there and begin with Oklahoma City hosting Detroit tonight. Decent little team, but we think the Thunder are going to win. So give me the Thunder laying 13, 14, whatever your number happens to be, and we'll go from there, Dave. We're going to go over 232. OKC Detroit. It's an NBA game. You know, how can you realistically go under, right? Gilchrist Alexander over 32.5 points. This should be a competitive game for, I don't think they're going to win by 40 and him not get all his minutes. I think the Pistons will hang around, and then OKC win by 15-17, which means he's going to get his 33 points. Jalen Duran over 2.5 assists. He averages 3+. That's minus 160. And then this dude Thompson with 1 steal was minus 420. He gets a steal every single game. I'm surprised they even gave you that number. So add it all up, and you're turning an OKC and over parlay. Really, the Gilchrist Alexander 32.5 points is a 50-50 bet, but you're turning a 6-1 bet into a over 10-1 bet by adding those two Duran Thompson props in there. What do you think?
What gets you here? This is surprising because you don't usually lay the wood, but Lumberjack Wetzel tonight is minus. Totals going over. Huge steam on the over. Most I'm looking at my odds screen here. It's about 233.5. Wow. Mostly everywhere. So you beat the number there. That's good. Expect that to happen. One of those props makes me nervous. Not the minus 421. So maybe the assist one. I don't know. Again, same game parlay. I think what we do, hit it Monday, lose it Tuesday, something like that, or win it. Lost it Monday, win it Tuesday. I can't remember.
Lost last night with the 3.5 runs.
You hit it early in the
week.
We
had everything else. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, last week was hot too. Monday was a perfect day. It was good. Those trends and everything hit. Producers pick tonight. The boys are involved. Gilchrist Alexander over 6.5 total assists. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That's not bad.
I like that.
The boys didn't put the juice up with that one, but that's okay. We can condone that. That was good. That was good. So everybody's kind of root for the same thing. OKC blowout. The game to go over. Yesterday, the producers pick hit. Shohei Ohtani. I mean, everything hit with the Dodgers yesterday. There's another one. Record a run. Yeah. This guy scores a run. It feels like steals a base. Roberts was talking about him pitching in a bullpen. There's no timetable to bring him back pitching. Wetzel, I'll ask you this. Do you think Shohei Ohtani pitches this season?
I don't think so. I think their lead's going to be so big that it's like, why risk him getting hurt? Yeah. I've heard people say, well, bring him out of the bullpen, but how can you realistically do that? I mean, how's he going to warm up? I mean, I guess you could DH him certain days so he's able to go down to the bullpen and warm up. But, if he's playing the field, you can't do that. And really,
Well, he don't play the field. He just DHs. That's it.
Right, just DH, yeah. So I guess maybe they could do that. But that would be kind of weird. If he's due up, sixth, and all of a sudden they get a couple of runners on, he's got to stop warming up because now they can't bring him in the next inning. I don't think. What's the point? If you can't win with that lineup and that starting rotation, even without him, if you can't win, then you just can't win. That's how I would view it.
I like him doing what he's doing. I still advocate that they don't need him pitching, but if he wants to pitch, I mean, he's Shohei Ohtani. If he's going to pitch, he's going to pitch. I don't think he will. What would be the need to pitch him in June and July when it's hot and road trips and all this other stuff? I don't know. I don't see it, but we'll see Jeff Dawson. He's the host of, East Coast Sports Investors. That's his site. He's coming up next. We'll have picks and plays, I guess, from him and different things. Ask him about the Red Sox. Maybe he helped Rafi get off the schneid. Your man's got 2 hits. He's got 2 hits for the Red Sox tonight.
2. He's got more hits today than he's had in the last month. When you go back to last year, which he didn't really finish last year too well.
True. Yeah.
I would have put him at third base, but That's just me, speaking of the A's. But we'll get Jeff Dawson's picks, East Coast Sports Investors. We got some hockey, some NBA, a little baseball coming up next.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1, midway through. A little NBA, a little baseball, a little hockey tonight, a little CBC college basketball action. A lot to get to with our next guest, Mr. Jeff Dawson. EastCoastSportsInvestors.com is his website. You get all his picks from there, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com. What's going on, Jeff? How are you tonight, bud?
Red Sox Nation can breathe. Devers got a hit. Ace Cy Young Crochet looks like the guy that we gave the extension to. Tell your next guest, Mr. Kurtz, the Red Sox are coming for him.
Oh, boy. Kurtz is already responding on the Twitter. This thing's going to get heated. This is great. All right. Well, I mean, there it is right there, the American League winner. It says Yankees at the top, but really, for first time in a couple of years, JD, the Red Sox are right there as the second or third choice, depending on where you shop. That's pretty impressive. Before we get to the baseball stuff, let's get the basketball out of the way, because word on the street is that you actually looked at the basketball that's left tonight, and you didn't pick OKC, which Wetzel did. Nobody went anything but Atlanta, Dallas over. You were lucky enough to come up with a play in San Antonio, Denver. Is this true?
Well, the overnight line was 15 with a 235 and a half, and now I'm seeing 2.5. I mean, is Denver resting the whole team? But when the producer sent me this, I was getting a nice 9.5 or 10. So I guess, as David said, we win the CLV award at least tonight.
Got it.
We got the Spurs plus 10. We did buy the hook. It was 9.5 in most shops, so we had them minus the 120. Again, 15 to 9.5. I basically said, the Joker will be out. They played an overtime game. In come the Spurs that have lost, 5 in a row or something like that. So I thought the points were at a premium here. And obviously at 2.5, Dave, I'm just going to stand by the window, open and tip, and just wait to cash the ticket, right?
Yeah, that's easy.
I'll ask you this, Jeff. I'm looking at the Roto World. No Joker, no Jamal Murray, no Michael Porter, and no Aaron Gordon. So their top, it's basically Russell Westbrook and 4 kids from Topeka High. So for those that weren't fortunate enough to get 10, would you still take San Antonio plus 2.5?
This is the NBA, and I talk about the halftime, the third quarter calls, teams that are up 20 that lose by 20. We've seen it all here in the NBA. Would I be shocked if Denver, as you said, with Russell Westbrook and the rest of the staff to win tonight? I wouldn't be shocked, but obviously I'd still lean the Spurs plus the 2.5. Take them sprinkle a little beer and pizza on the money line there, of course. But we've seen this before. I mean, I would not be shocked if Denver still wins this game.
Yeah, this is the ones that gives you the agita and the nightmares when you're working in the book. You're like, what the hell's going on? Why is everybody betting this? And then you go, well, this ain't so bad. We need Denver tonight against San Antonio. So maybe we'll see what happens. Speaking of what happens, let's go to the hockey. Let's go to the ice. Wetzel, we gave out some great, trends for the over in the game between the Blackhawks and the Avalanche. You found another way to play this game here, did you not?
Yeah, I mean, the Avs, big favorites. They've been scoring goals at will, and now they're at Chicago. They opened at 310, now minus 402 for a hockey game, 60 minutes. I mean, how do you get in there? Well, I like the first period over. This afternoon, we got that at minus 145 over the 1.5 in the first period. I like the game to go over 6.5 as well. And the caveat, the cherry on top is the funny one. You can't even get the Avs team total over 3.5. It's 4.5 tonight, but you can get that at like plus 140. So play the first period over, play the over 6.5, and then sprinkle a little beer and pizza on the over 4.5. Maybe you get an empty netter or something like that, but expect the Avs to take care of business here.
All right. Speaking of taking care of business, little baseball. Dodgers did it again last night, Jeff. Against the Atlanta Braves. Dave's Atlanta Braves tonight. They can't lose. They just can't lose. So how do we attack this? The Dodgers again laying a big number against Atlanta, which obviously is yet to win.
This is the stench of the year. This one makes absolutely no sense. This one, at one point, the Dodgers were minus 230, 235. There has been some money coming in on the winless Braves here. I talk to a lot of friends and colleagues. It's funny. If they have a bad afternoon and then they compound it with a bad evening, what the hell? I got the Dodgers at night, and everyone's just the Dodgers, run line, money line, team total. Well, I looked at this game. The under-over is 8 here. And the Braves team total wasn't 2.5, and it wasn't 3. It was 3.5, and it was only juiced under, minus 135. So this, to me, is the stench of the year. Here is Cy Snell. I know Sale won the Cy Young last year, but here's Snell, an undefeated Dodgers team, national TV. Yet I can get the Braves team total over 3.5 plus 115 tonight. I don't know how they're going to do it. I have no way, but this is screaming to me that they get to 4 or better tonight.
I got to ask you before you get out of here, the Celtics just came out west and all over the country and won every game. They kept covering. Looked like a spot they might let down against Memphis. Did not. Tonight, home against the Heat was a gigantic number before the game, right there, 11 to 11.5. They're trailing 59-45. We can take plus 3.5 or plus 135 on the money line. Any interest in the Celtics against the Heat tonight at home?
I know you guys have read the Bronx Zoo, long road trips, come home, you get the sea legs overnight, haven't seen the family, and now you come to your home cooking. This is a 6-game road trip, and I heard the first Celtics team in history to go 6-0 on a road trip. Come home, Coach Missoula, Coach of the Month in the Eastern Conference. This was a perfect let-up spot for them. Will they come back and win? Knowing them, they probably will find a way. But we talked about this earlier today on our shows, and I thought the Heat plus the 9.5 was definitely the side. But as you know, it's the NBA. They're going to go to half, and you blink, you go make a sandwich, grab a cold beverage in the fridge, you come back to watch the fourth, and the Celtics are probably up 10.
Yeah, I really like the over, Jeff. You know, I liked it at 211. And now they're giving you 206.5. You know, Miami's doing their share. You got to believe Boston somewhere along the line is going to kick it into gear. Like you said, who knows if they actually come back and win or cover. But I'm thinking they're going to put, 95 plus on the board. You know, Miami's good for 110 right now. I mean, how does this not go over 206.5?
Celtics launching threes. That's how. They're not going to stop launching threes. And missing. So they're down 56-45 at the half. They'll give that third quarter push. And let's just say they have 20 opportunities, 17 of them will be threes. And if they go 3 for 14 from three in the third quarter, you could see, the whole bench there in the fourth quarter. So be careful there because if they're not hitting the threes, that's why it's down to 206, Scott.
Dawson, you're a March Madness guru. You've made your bones so many years in the past with this tournament and picking dogs and winners and different things. All 4 1 seeds made it to San Antonio. Who cuts down the nets on Monday? What do you like?
Well, I've been talking about pace makes race, race makes pace. And what intrigued me was what was the under-over going to be on Houston and Duke? Was it going to be 130? Or was it going to be 140? It's 136.5. I'm going Duke, Florida. Duke, 85-80 on Monday.
Wow, there you go. EastCoastSportsInvestors.com. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. Scott and Dave, hour number one. Thanks again, Jeff Dawson, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com for all of his plays that he gives out each and every night. So it didn't take long. Speaking of NBA here, Dave, Knicks were leading this thing by 10, basically the whole game against Cleveland. And I really thought they had a chance to win tonight. I did like them plus the 10.5. It looked great for a half. Here we are in the third quarter, and Cleveland's up 81-74. If the Knicks lose this one, they play Cleveland one more time. But, one more opportunity for the Knicks to show the NBA world that they should be taken seriously. And if they end up losing this one, like they've lost every other game to Cleveland and OKC and Boston by double digits, it's just another example. They're just not that good. They're good, but they're just not, you can't put them in any championship parlays or anything along those lines.
You see the conference odds right there. I cannot believe it because it's been a long time since we had such two-team dominance and everyone else is double digits. And then, the Knicks are that's a polite price at 12-1. And then it's Pacers 32 and Pistons 95. It's absurd. These other teams would be lucky to win more than a game in the early series. So I don't remember it being like this that overwhelmingly much of a favorite. Now the championship winner's a little different because you got OKC at the top, but then the two Eastern Conference teams. Pick your poison there, and then it's West, and somehow the Knicks made the first page. I think Vinny had something to do with that, or Matty G or something, because that Knicks price should be at least 50-1. That's a homer price right there. I don't know who's doing that, but if you're running a book somewhere and if you guys are watching the show, just tweet at us at Opposite Picks, at SportsBK and Sig, tag SportsGrid in it. Put your Knicks price. Well, what would it take for you to bet the Knicks to win the championship right now, Scott Wetzel, with shekels, real shekels? Even if it's $5, do I got to give you 100-1? 100-1 would
That's
you
what
take?
I was going to say. I was looking at 75 to 100-1, realistically. They can't beat these teams one time, let alone four in a best of
in a
seven
series.
And then you'd have to do that twice. It's just and the way they're situated now, they're going to have to beat the Celtics and Cleveland and OKC if you want to go NBA Finals, right? There's just, like I said, they can't beat them one time, let alone four apiece. So you'd be throwing money away. Outside of OKC, Boston, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'll buy into Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You want to tell me the Lakers can put it all together in the postseason? All right, I'll buy that. I don't think anyone else outside of those four. We saw last night with Denver. Joker put 61 on the board. He gets a triple-double, and they still lose the game.
How'd they lose that game? That's unbelievable. They lost that
Russell
game.
Westbrook. See the end of the game? He bricks
he missed
a layup,
and
then he does the dopey foul.
It's just impossible. They're impossible.
He's got to get into the Hall of Fame, right? There's no two ways about his numbers and everything. That's the play they should play. When little Johnny comes up to Dad and says, Russell Westbrook, how come he didn't have any wins, any NBA championships, Dad? He triple-double and everything else, set the record. And how come he played with James Harden, plays with, Kevin Durant? He's got no rings, though. How's that possible? Little Johnny, take a look at the screen there. Show that play, and that'll explain Russell Westbrook. He bricks an uncontested, basically, layup, and then they get the ball. They go down the court the other way in the final seconds, and he commits a foul at the buzzer, giving them 3 free throws. And I like Russ. I do, but that's Russell Westbrook. Just doesn't win.
Yeah, sometimes you just get that, senior moment. Like we all have them. You have them. I have them. Right. You guys watching the show have them. That was a little bit of, he's just supposed to pull the ball back and not really worry about the layup, and it would have been fine. And who knows? And, back away, don't foul before the shot. It's crazy how that happened. But I think in the West, between the Lakers, Denver, a lot of buzz about this Minnesota team. They're coming up. Golden State with Steph and Jimmy Butler, threat to anybody. But that Clippers team, we'll see tonight. Clippers are supposed to house this team tonight, the Pelicans. And they're on the way to getting in a good spot to not have to play in the play-in if they can. But I think the Clippers at that price, things are getting a little bit of buzz around town. Guys I know are talking about the Clippers. I think the West is obviously way better than the East. So it's gonna be fun. I think the NBA playoffs are gonna be good. I'm okay with the way it's setting up. Maybe we'll bet number of games like in the Celtics series. Because last year everybody was complaining that the path was too easy. We were talking about that with me and Matt on BVB. The Boston media was complaining that this Boston team isn't as great because they didn't play as many games and it wasn't as hard. They were sweeping teams. Probably going to sweep whoever they play in the first round, maybe 5 games. Same thing in the second round, and then they'll be ready for Cleveland. Aroldis Chapman in for the Red Sox, up 3-0. Bottom of the ninth. Here we go. Here we go.
Goes that lead.
This is your closer.
Aroldis Chapman as a closer.
This is your closer.
Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
All right. You want to bet they score a run? Are they giving me Baltimore plus 2.5? Let me see. It's locked right now. If they give me
I'll
Baltimore
say it gets
plus
out of
2.5 runs, I'm buying. With the win?
This is crazy.
With any runs scored?
No. I say he gets through the order.
Really?
No run scored. Yeah. Although here comes Rushman. Oh, boy. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I say he gets through unscathed. Gives everybody false hope. All the other Red Sox fans. Yeah.
I'm laying 1.5 on the Phils. They were up 2-0, then it was 2-1. They scored a run in the bottom of the 7th. Back up 3-1. We got a shot.
How about that?
We got a shot.
Yankees still trailing 4-0. Another shutout today, by the way.
Yeah. They're all over the place. Ever since I found them. Everyone's getting shut out. These getaway games, that's I told you.
There was only one shutout. The Texas Rangers shut out the Reds again today, 1-0.
Yeah. Reds at home, no runs versus Texas. 2 straight games. Oh, wow. Black Cloud, best play of the day. Coming up next.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care if people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Hour number 1, final segment. You know what time it is. Time for the best play of the day, our Black Cloud play of the day. Ah, yes, this is where you double, triple your play. Your dollar player, put 2, maybe 3, really stretch the limit. Risk that whopper on the way home you're not going to get if this turns out to be a loser bet. So, but it always turns out to be a winner. 18-4, although last night we did lose with Dopey Vegas, down 3-2 early third. They can't score the tiebreak and run. So, 18-4, though, our last 22 with the Black Cloud. So, where are we going tonight? That's what we want to know, Scott. I got to go a little CBC action. I told you these numbers before, and it was 4-2 again last night. Non-NCAA tournament games are now a whopping 33-13 over.
My goodness.
And 1. 33-13 and 1. Over. Yeah. Again, depending on what line you get. But it's just been a number. And both these teams put 80 points on the board their last game. Georgetown doesn't play any defense. Nebraska couldn't spell defense, let alone play it. So give me over 154.5. Georgetown versus Nebraska. The rims there in Vegas are kind to both these teams. Like I said, they put 80 on the board, both of them, their last game. We're going to get to 155. It's up from 153, so that was a nice little jump up. So we're on the right side of things, I think, at least with the public / wise guys. So over 154.5, Georgetown, Nebraska. What do you think?
I had an invitation this afternoon. I had to go see a guy about a thing down at the book at Circa. And the boys asked me to go to the games with them tonight and, go watch this game. And I said, I can't leave Wetzel, my man, alone tonight. He's doing the show. I'm doing the show with them. And Vinny, Matty G are making sure we're doing the show and looking good. So they said, well, tell your guy we're betting the over. And now you come with the Black Cloud play of the night. So the group ride, the boys down at Cirque today, we're betting the over. You're going with the over, Black Cloud. What could go wrong? This is going to be an over. Total people in the building, not including players, coaches, and admin and people associated with the team, under 200. There is nobody in the gym. There hasn't been all week, but that's okay. We could get buckets. We could get over. So I think you needed overtime the other night. That's fine. All right. We didn't get over in the Vegas. You had Vegas for the Black Cloud play tonight yesterday, right? Like the Vegas hockey team,
Vegas.
Right?
Yeah,
we're staying in Vegas. That's okay. No. Dodgers are trailing 2-0. That's all right.
Yeah,
this is good. Yeah, Dodgers are already down 2-0. Just for the record, your man Chapman, no problem. After he got one out, he got a walk and then a double play out of the inning. No runs.
Wow.
They win 3-0. All is well in Red Sox Nation. There's a hockey team trailing, though, tonight. And, Vinny, give the people what they want. We need sound. We need a horn. Alex Ovechkin, Wetzel. Alex Ovechkin.
Did it again.
As they trail the game 4-0, he got the goal. It's 4-1. Capitals aren't coming back tonight, but Ovi's one step closer to the record.
He was 4 away from tying.
Yeah.
So now he's 3 away from tying.
3 away.
The bet is to set it. Just from that standpoint, but just from talking about it, he's 3 away to tie. But the bet on FanDuel anyway is will he break the record?
Okay.
He was plus 145 tonight, so at least you were getting odds tonight with him. Versus the other night when it was minus 120 against. I told you I saw it against Buffalo over the weekend actually. So, I guess he's gonna get it, man. I think the dude's gonna get it. I think they like him. I think 4-0 game coincidence that he gets a goal.
What do you mean?
I think that it's kind of like Albert Pujols. I remember I was doing a show with Ranieri, and there was a bet would he set the record for whatever home runs, the 700 home runs before the end of the year. And I said, you know what? They all love Albert Pujols. Think about all the pitchers. They're all Dominican Republic. They're going to be throwing him meatballs. They love this guy. It's kind of the same thing with Ovechkin. They like Ovechkin. We're up 4-0.
It was a power play goal. It was a power play goal.
Go ahead. I'll look over here, Al. Go ahead. Look to my shoulder there. Right. I'll leave it wide open. I'll trip and fall. Yeah. All right. George Kurtz. He's got some hockey talk, some thoughts on it. Coming up next right here.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care if people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
But I give them credit for right now, Scott. I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Scott and Dave for another hour until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We got baseball, we got hockey, we got NBA, we got our man George Kurtz. You see you hear him all the time, SportsGrid radio host right here on the Grid. What's going on, George? A long time no speak. Boy, it seems like forever since the last time you and I spoke to each other.
Yeah, it's been a whole eight whole hours here. I don't know how you managed to live without me here, Scotty. So hey, we got hockey going tonight. A lot of big games here, right? Toronto and Florida tied up 1 here. Battle for the Atlantic Division there. Rangers trying to get in their wild card spot there, beating Minnesota 4-3. And of course the Yankees decide, hey, those torpedo bats, they're fantastic. Unless you can pitch, then they don't mean squat.
Yeah. All right. I feel like we did just see you on Torpedo Tuesday, but that's okay. We get back-to-back days. If anybody could go back-to-back, it's George Kurtz, and that's okay. It's fine. Kurtz, it's good to see you, but I got to ask you. We tweeted out that we were going to do the show, and you were coming on the show, and somehow Dawson came on the first hour, and now you're on the second hour. There's a little bit of an exchange back and forth. What is going on here, George? Because you're a Yankee guy, and you put this out on the record. Is this seeing as though George is on the Sox to win the AL East? I think he's okay with this, at least for this season anyway. George, is this true? Or did someone hack your account?
Listen, I didn't say George Kurtz. I said George, seeing as though George. All right. I am on the Sox to win the East here. I think this division's pretty close between all of these teams. But the Yankees, once you lost Cole, and then you lost, I guess you lost Heel first. I think Heel went out first. Then you lost Heel. I mean, come on. You're seeing it now. They don't have much pitching here. The bullpen isn't. The bullpen. They put 8 guys on the DL before the IL nowadays before the season started here. Their bullpen is nothing. They have nobody there. I mean, come on. They're a better than average baseball team. I think they'll make the playoffs. Don't get me wrong here. And anything can happen in the playoffs. But do I think they're going to win a division over a long season? No. I think the Sox are a slightly better team here. I think you can make an argument for Toronto too, as well here if things break their way. But I think it's going to be very close between all of these teams.
All right. So a couple of games tonight, George. Get your thoughts. George and I worked the football full circle this afternoon too. That's what I made reference to.
Oh, I thought you meant yesterday. Boy, you guys been together like this. Peas and carrots, you two.
Yeah. Exactly. How about the Dodgers down 2-0 tonight against the Atlanta Braves? Do we hop on LA right now? Were you on them to begin with? Do you hop on them now?
Yeah, I played them. All right. Listen, I was going to keep playing until they lose. Right there, I'll play with streak here. It's 3-0 now. The Braves are beating Snell. Yeah, I mean, come on. With Snell versus Elder, this is a pretty easy choice. Now, I didn't bet him straight, mind you. I have him in parlays. I think 2 different parlays, maybe 3 different parlays, actually, along with the Rockies, the Phillies, the Mets were involved here. I think it's another team as well. I have a whole mix of parlays here. So the Dodgers could ruin at least 2 of my parlays. They don't pick it up here. So it is what it is here. Sooner or later, they were going to lose. I did not think it would be tonight, though. Like I said, Snell versus Elder. This seemed to be a game that they would take care of business. Braves, maybe their bats are finally starting to wake up here. I see Albies has an RBI double, and looks like Allen does as well here. So, hey, still we have this. It's only the top of the second. We have a long way to go here. The Dodgers have done it before. They've gone down a couple of runs, or in this case, a few runs, and come back here. But, yeah, I'm on the Dodgers all over the place.
Yeah, the Dodgers have come back a couple times already, so no lead is safe, especially in Chavez Ravine. The Dodgers go to Philly this weekend. We'll see how that works out. That'll be a good indicator, a little bit of maybe an NLCS preview. Hockey tonight, you have the Avalanche there on the side on the money line. What about the total in that game, George? Because Dawson came on earlier, liked the first period over. We both liked the game over. I mean, it's one of those ones you're not afraid of big minuses and chalk and stuff like that, as nickname Captain Chalk would indicate. But for one thing, the total. You like the over or the under in that game?
I like the over. All right. Now, I did not take the money line. I mean, come on. Minus 385. I think it was minus 400 at one point as well. I'm not doing that. All right. Yeah, I'm not that crazy. That being said, I did play 3 anytime goal scorers. McKinnon, who was, I think, even money. He might have been minus 105. I was getting plus money with Makar, I want to say 245, and Nichushkin, who I believe was plus 135 here. So I only need 2 of them to hit. I think Colorado is scoring goals tonight. I think they might be a little upset at how they played against Calgary the other night, right? They lost in the shootout there, scored 2 goals early, and then that's it. Their offense disappeared here. I think they're going to blow out the Blackhawks tonight. Thought about the goal line as well. I think it was minus 158. That's a little bit, too pricey for me. Yep. What the Blackhawks like 111 and 1 in the last 13. Colorado's going to win the game. It's no matter by how many goals.
Yeah. It's up to minus 164. And it is back. I saw it earlier 4-1. Then it dipped down. It's back to 4-1 if it's straight money line. So, yeah, good luck on that. How about the other late game? Seattle, Vancouver. 12-1 over, George. The last 13 meetings. I imagine this is a big rivalry. I don't know how far Vancouver is from Seattle, but it's not far as proximity goes. Maybe you get a ton of goals, ton of power plays, ton of scoring opportunities if it's a big rivalry. So where do you like that one, if anything?
Well, it's a massively important game for the Vancouver Canucks, right? They want to stay in this playoff hunt. You got to beat Seattle. I mean, Seattle's not a terrible team, but they're not a good team either. This is a game you have to win here, right? So, yeah, I am on Vancouver, smaller play. Once again, it's minus 152, which I don't feel great about with the Vancouver Canucks. All right, it says 162 there. So it's going down a dime, which is we got some money coming in late on Seattle. And maybe that's a smarter play here, but the game is much more important for the Vancouver Canucks. I think they show up tonight. All right, so I think they win. I'm not playing the total, though. I mean, some of those games were played when they had J.T. Miller. With Pedersen was in the lineup as well. Neither one's there. So Quentin Hughes is going to have a monster night tonight, though. I also got him power play point, plus at least 1 power play point.
Got to ask you, George, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Wetzel and I did in the beginning of the show. He doesn't like midweek day games. I love midweek day baseball games. Where do you stand with the midweek day baseball games, especially in April when we got all this stuff going on at night with all these other games and leagues and sports and everything, day baseball, yes or no for you in midweek?
Well, I told Scott that we completed FFC that I didn't know if I was going to take a nap or start watching the baseball games. I watched the baseball games, Scotty. So I've been watching baseball all day here. So I don't mind. I also prefer them in April because, as you were seeing at Yankee Stadium tonight, what is it, 40 degrees, windy, and rainy.
Yeah.
I'll pass. I'm going to pass on that. Not that the day was all that much better, by the way. It wasn't a nice day here either. But I don't mind it. But I'm not thrilled about how it was today, but we had, 8-9 day games and only 4 night games. That's a little too much for me, but it's getaway day, right? It's getaway day. It's what they do here. Mm-hmm. But bottom line is I don't mind.
What did you mentioned the torpedo bats? Is anything going to come of this? Because, they're being shut out tonight. You said it, good pitching stops the torpedo bats and anything. So who are the real Yankees? The ones that scored 20 runs, against the Milwaukee Brewers and averaged over 10 runs a game, or the one that's scuffling here tonight?
Well, it's somewhere in between. The Milwaukee pitching staff sucks. All right, outside of Peralta, who pitched pretty well game one, right? They only scored 4 runs. Everybody else was terrible in that series. And, the Yankees are facing Burns and Gallen in this series. So it's a little rough here. Maybe facing Merrill Kelly tomorrow, we'll get more of the truth of where the Yankees lie here. But it's somewhere in between. The bats are nice. If you hit the ball, it'll go further with the torpedo bats. But if you can't hit it, it's not going to help you hit the ball.
Yeah, you see why
Yankees
the Arizona
Pittsburgh.
Diamondbacks are like a sleeper team. So,
Love the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are not sleeping. They're a good. This is a good team. Not Dodgers good, but they're a good team.
Yeah.
Yankees go to Pittsburgh this weekend, George. How many do they win?
2 to 3.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. Thanks again, George Kurtz. You see it here all the time here on the Grid. I got a couple of plays here for you, Dave. Just for blanks and giggles, I'm going to put in a Chicago Blackhawks plus 310 money line parlay with the New Orleans Pelicans at plus 12 to 1 against the LA Clippers. If it hits, it's going to pay 52 to 1.
I was just going to say in my head, that's about a 50 to 1 shot. You know, when you said the prices, I said that's got to be about a 50 to 1 shot. So a little bit extra. It's going to go right in the trash, just so you know. Those are fun.
Probably.
You print those out.
But,
but hey, leave that one out. Like when you go home, like print that one out and just leave that on the counter. You just so the wife sees it. Leave that little thing hey, this thing hit. This is yours. This is yours. If this hits, this is yours.
Okay.
Thinking of you. Put a couple, plays together after the show today, and good luck. See what happens.
I don't
see the
I
payout.
don't quite have the same betting relationship as Cam Stewart, one of our next guests, has with his spouse. Mine's not quite on the same page when it comes to gambling. No. I would think that she would. The bet will lose, and then she'll yell and scream, say, "You're putting American money on that? Really? We can't go out to dinner, but you're going to bet, a 12, a bet that's going to pay 50 to 1." Yeah.
Does she understand the odds? And all this stuff? Does she have any clue what you're doing, and with the odds and things like that?
Not really. She's a big sports fan. I'll go home and she'll be watching some dopey Big East college basketball game. It's got nothing to do with nothing. Yeah, she's a big sports fan. But not the gambling aspect of it. No.
See, mine got it from osmosis.
My whole life. Okay, go ahead.
What's that? No, I was just going to say my
whole
wife
life
could
telling her that 5 times was only $5 bet. When I did 5x, 5 times or 10 times, that it's $5 to you. It's $10. It's not. It's $15. Yeah. So I live my life that way.
That was the code. That was the way you used to talk to the bookies. Yeah, for the boys. You talk to Louis the Lip 5 times, 10 times. Kids, look it up. We can't give you all the secrets right now on the show. But no, mine could move the number. Like mine's an odds maker. Really? My wife knows the numbers. Oh yeah, she's 100%. Lived this life with us here. We've been here. Like I said, this is year number 22 for us in Vegas. So we moved here back then, and we knew each other back in Pittsburgh, and that was a different life. But yeah, so I could ask her, would you want a ticket, from Scott? Like it was a $3 money line and a $12 money line ticket, and she'd say, "Stop talking. I don't want that ticket. That one's going in the trash." So I couldn't pull that off. There's no way.
Right.
She want to know, give me something that's got a chance to win. That one got no shot. But that'll be fun. I mean, that'll be something to talk about. We could post that one. Which one legit, that's the difference, right, in money lines between sports. I don't think there's a chance in hell the Blackhawks beat the Avalanche tonight. I really don't. I think you got a crazier opportunity, despite the fact that the price is so much bigger, that the Pelicans could do something strange tonight and win before the Blackhawks beat the Avalanche. But the price is so different because of the sport.
Right. I would say I'd go the other way. I'd say the Blackhawks just because they're at home. A little funk, for Colorado. Maybe this is the start of a little bit of a bigger funk for them versus, it's in a bounce back spot. Sometimes it's just, things are going on. Maybe there's a flu in the locker room we don't know about. Maybe they put all this emphasis into winning their last game and they didn't. So it's like deflation. So because it's Chicago at home, I think I would go with them versus New Orleans on the road. But either one, again, it's a different sport. So I could see Chicago losing 4-2, and be in a game, whereas New Orleans, they're probably going to lose by 25. I mean, there's a reason why the line is, 17.5. So
I gotta shout out our boy Jeff Dawson. He was on earlier with us in the first hour and said the stench play of the night, something didn't smell right, was the Braves team total over. Right? Over 3.5. It's 5-0. in the second inning. Atlanta Braves.
Wow.
So, the Braves. I just put the Braves stuff on. It looks good. Do they hold on right now? Would you say the Braves are winning this game? It's 5-0 second inning.
Yeah, let me see the lines. What are they giving us? They're giving us plus 390, but you get the Dodgers plus 3.5 runs minus 108. I'd take a flyer on that. Bryce Elder, you got to figure the Dodgers are going to put a couple of runs on the board, right? I mean, it is only the second inning, and they got a runner on base. So
plus 4.5 here, minus 130. Wow. Plus 4.5 in the second inning, down 5-0. That's a good bet. That's a good bet. No matter even if that doesn't win, that's a good bet.
Exactly. They come back and win this. What would it be? What would have to happen for the Dodgers to be favorites? What score? Tie it?
What do you mean?
Down 4-3 or 5-3 or 5-4?
Down 1 in hitting. They make it 5-4. They get 3-4-5 coming up. They might be a minus 120 favorite. You have to you flip it, waiting to see what they're going to do. This one's for Vinny in the mattress. I mean, we could put this would be the Vinny mattress play. All right, we could get Vinny on a mattress. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, this is don't rip the tags off the mattress. Get the big one.
5-2.
Go for the king size.
Here
nice
we go.
Thick pop. Yeah, here we go.
5-2. Here it comes.
Oh, what just happened? Home run?
2-run homer. It's down to plus
210.
You would have
try to tell you to take the 4.5.
I'm telling you.
It's gone.
Yeah. Or there's the 3.5. Yeah. If the Dodgers win this one, just cancel the season. You're the champs. You're done.
Come on.
We're done.
Can't.
I mean, they beat one of the playoff teams in Detroit. They beat, supposedly a playoff contender in the Cubs. And now they beat one of the best teams in the National League in the Braves. They were to win. That's not Miami, Washington. It's the big eye.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care if people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live game day here on the grid. Scott and Dave handed out a couple of winners. Looking good anyway. Won't count it as a winner just yet, but that 206.5 Boston Celtics Miami Heat over/under at the half. That was just too good to be true to me. 91-86. Miami still leads. But the Celtics are making a run. The over-under now is up to 220.5. So barring something crazy in the fourth quarter here, that game will hit the 206.5. That was one of those where, you do this, you have some fun, and then every once in a while they pop a number at you. Like they had halfway, normally second half, Dave, as you know, it has generally, 5 to 10 more points than the first half. And they had it directly in the middle, and they were giving you just double that, really a point less than double. I mean, unless they just, for whatever reason, thought Boston wasn't going to show up at home, which is stupid to think that. There was just no way this game was. I should have really, really pounded it. It should have. 206.5, so looking pretty good. 221.5
Looks
now.
good. Yeah, 221.5, 222.5. It's 91-87. 10 minutes to go. Celtics are pick 'em. It's literally a pick 'em game right now. You bet over 222.5. That might be the peak. That might be the top. I don't know.
You're at 178.
Figure a little bit of a slowdown. Right.
88, 98, 08, 18. You need 43 points.
Yeah. That's.
Maybe not.
I feel like that one's just under. Right. Just under 222.5. But over your number. Let's get over your number first. The Wild and the Rangers are tied 4-4 in the hockey.
Crazy game.
That game was, very crazy. 2-1 after one, and then the Rangers went ahead. Was 4-3 after two, and now it's 4-4. These games are becoming meaningful. The Capitals aren't scoring again. They got the one. Ovi got it. It's 5-1 Hurricanes. 1-1 Panthers and Leafs. A really good hockey game.
Big game.
Yeah.
Like that game.
Big game, playoff-wise and stuff. We got to ask before we get to Cam and stuff and his golf picks later. Where are you with the Final Four? We haven't really discussed it. I'm just and it's Wednesday. We're doing the show tomorrow, God willing, and we're doing the show Friday, God willing. But what are you thinking right now with this? All these one seeds, tight lines. I mean, the first game with Florida and Auburn, SEC matchup. Florida already beat them. What do you think?
I'm thinking Houston can beat Dookie Pukey, to tell you the truth.
Wow.
I like Florida. I think Houston can beat Duke. They don't, they haven't played a team like Houston that can really shut you down. Now,
right.
they struggle in close games at the end of the game, or they struggle when they have the lead in close games, Houston. You're watching their games at the end of these games, it gives you agita. It really does. They make some of the dumbest plays. I've talked to people about that. But that said, I think it's going to be a tough game. I like the under. I don't think it's going to be a running. They would be stupid, Houston, to get into a running gun affair with the Duke. Do they have anyone that can guard Cooper Flagg? We'll see. But I think they're going to give them a good game. I would not be surprised. A couple shekels on the money line. 5.5 point favorite. That's a halfway decent number. So I'll take a little nibble at 5.5, and I think I'll take a couple shekels on the money line. And just to throw the Wetzel Black Cloud out there, I had Duke at 9-1 for the beginning of the year on a winning ticket.
Okay.
Am I really going to cash that? Am I really cashing the 9-1 Duke ticket? Really? Probably not.
Why don't you take Houston and 4.5 to 1 to win it all, and have the winner going into the final?
I could lose
and
both.
Lock it up.
Then Houston beats Duke, and then they lose to Florida.
Yeah.
And
so then,
and I'm in an office pool where if Auburn beats Duke, I win the office pool, and that's a decent amount of money.
Wow.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I did? I just
what office? I mean, what? I mean, you don't have to name the name of the office, but it's a different office.
I told you. That's the one I run. We talked about this the other day.
That's fine.
Yeah. So.
All right. That office. All right. I forgot the home office. A home office.
The home office.
Yeah.
Yes, the home
home
office.
office. Yeah. That one out in the island somewhere. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one behind the place about the thing. Yeah. That home office. Right. Yes.
So
yeah,
I got a little action on Auburn. I got a little action on Duke. So it'll either be, Florida or
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Check out a little NHL here, Dave. It is a big game between Toronto and Florida in that, believe it or not, Toronto, maybe not up in Canada, but here in the States, has very quietly taken over first place, battling Tampa Bay and Toronto has taken over first place over Tampa Bay and Florida. Now, if Toronto was to win in regulation, that would give them a 3-point lead over Tampa Bay, and more importantly, a 4-point lead over Florida for the number 1 spot with 7 games left. Still time 7 games, but that's a pretty good. That's a big opportunity for Toronto tonight at home. Florida's lost 2 in a row, scuffling here a little bit. 3rd straight loss they would be, obviously. They dropped to 4-6-1, 4-7 in essence. Their last 11 games. The team that was the not overwhelming favorite, but the favorite to win it all is not heading into the postseason in the right direction.
You know how hard it is to repeat, right? Like, it is really, and it doesn't always catch up to you at the beginning, but there's that Stanley Cup hangover. It's so hard. And then 2, the injuries just catch up and you start to see, and that's what's happening now. So, I don't know, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm getting excited for them NHL playoffs. We got coming up in a couple weeks, the end of the season, and then we got every single night. Get ready for that goal horn. Get ready for plays, in-game numbers. Game's going to be going under. Then all of a sudden, maybe something will happen. I can't wait. I'm getting in hockey mode. I'm a little distracted by, the baseball, and April baseball always grabs a hold of me. My time in the book was this time, though. Like, I love this post-March Madness. Let the basketball guys have their way this weekend, and, this Crown tournament in town. Some books put it up. Did you hear the controversy? I was talking to the guys today downtown here in Vegas. They're open in other states that weren't able to take the bets. That's the hard part about running a book in multiple jurisdictions, because some states said this isn't an NCAA sanctioned event. You can't take bets on it here, like Illinois, like Iowa. Couldn't take bets on it there. But in Vegas and Nevada, you could. In Kentucky, you could. So, like, they operate in different states. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's good here. It's not good here. It's good here. No, it's not good here. And then you got guys like you, trying to bet over, in the night game tonight, like for the Black Cloud play tonight. You got to watch that, and then you got to make sure you don't get fined because you took a bet on the game in a different state. I mean, there's the Black Cloud play tonight. This thing feels really like, how confident are you? You're confident a lot of times with these Black Cloud play tonights, but how confident are you with this one tonight?
On a scale, honestly, of 1 to 10, maybe like an 8, 7.5, 8.
Okay.
There weren't that many games. It's the one thing that people have to realize. There are not that many games, and then the ones that were there in the NBA, 17.5, 14.5. I mean, how confident can you really be in point spreads like that, right? I mean, the Clippers could win. They could be up 25 like the Knicks the other night, and in the final minute and a half, the other team scores 7 points, and you don't cover. So that's difficult to really put a lot of money on games like that. So the selection tonight was not great. Colorado, same thing in hockey. So it really weren't that many choices. But, we've had a lot of overs in these non-NCAA tournament games. Both their games have gone over, in the previous games that they played. So, I do like to play, but, it wouldn't be a top selection if there were other avenues. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And even the Dodger game started at 8:30 before we did the segment. So I couldn't even use the Dodger game. Not that I really wanted to tonight, but I couldn't even use that because that started a little bit earlier tonight for some reason.
5-2, end of the third. So the Braves are coming up to hit. We said before the Dodgers could get the 2 runs to take the 4.5. So that's looking okay. Nothing really else. There's not too much else happening. I mean, the Yankees got a couple guys on base in the ninth. Down 4-0. What do we do here? Plus 3.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, right? Minus 125. That's not bad.
We got to do it. We're doing it. Let's
do it.
Let me see if I can
Let's do it.
Bet. Yeah, let's
put it in.
All right.
Boom.
See if we got.
All right. What do you want to do? Colorado starting here in a couple seconds, and Chicago. Obviously, monster number. Let me throw some numbers out to the listeners and viewers. Series 8-1 under. Not bad. We gave you the trend play though. Trend is over. Chicago 11-1 over. Last 12 at home. Blackhawks have lost 10 of 11. They are 6-2 over themselves last 8 separately. Colorado 12-4 run. 6-3 as well last 9. You want to play them in regulation? You want to play them minus a puck and a half? Even that's at minus 156. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Maybe a little flyer on the under. But I think they're going to come out flying, though.
In the Avalanche game, you want to go under?
Yeah. 6.5.
How about we go
I don't like it
over in a game or over in the first period and then see how it goes and then go under the bigger number? Let's go under like a 9.5 or something.
Right.
Because we get 2 goals in the first period, it's going to move to minimum 7.5, depending on when they happen. It might move to 8.5. So you can get a much better number if we think there's going to. I mean, when they're not going to first period, we're going to scoreless first period. There's no way.
Right.
No way. This is. I anticipate at least 2 goals in the first period, like that first period over. So that's what I'm thinking with that one. What are the Yankees doing? I'm trying to stay not distracted with the Yankees, but I got the Yankees plus 3.5.
I would go. By the way, you know what I would do with that Colorado one? Here's the best way to attack it. I think They've lost 2 in a row, right? So everyone really, really, really loves Colorado because they think they're going to come out flying because they lost 2 in a row, which I buy.
Yeah.
Minus a half a goal first period. Pick them. Minus 112 on Colorado.
Oh.
Have the lead after the first period. 1-0, 2-1, 2-0. I like that.
Bam! Yankees just got 3 runs. Bam!
Yes! I hate saying that. What am I saying if you're a Red Sox fan? What are we doing?
We just bet it. I just told you take 3.5. We just did it.
I know, but it's still the Yankees. What they do? Hit a 3-run
3.5. That's perfect. I don't know what happened. Home run.
Volpe home run.
Volpe home run. Okay.
Volpe home run. Wow.
Look, end the game.
We don't want them to win, though.
Let's end the game. Yeah, we got 3.5. That's
we don't want
fine.
to tie.
I don't want to tie. I don't need no aggravation. No.
I've seen too many 5-run, 4-run innings. We don't want any. No extra innings.
Who said that in my ear?
Right now.
Somebody said go to extra innings. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. We're good.
No.
That was good. That goes to Vinny's mattress fund. Just like that. Vinny, pay attention. Bam. That's it. We'll get Cam Stewart. He's coming up next. He's got golf picks. We've got to get Vinny a bed, get him a nice mattress. I don't like them pillow tops. They're too soft on the top. I need that firm. I like the fit. You like a firm mattress?
I like firm.
Yeah, you got to have a firm mattress. You got to have a firm mattress. Did you have a water bed back in the day? I had a water bed back in the day.
No, but I had a girlfriend who did.
Whoa.
Very interesting. Yeah, very, it depends how much water you put in the waterbed. The same thing as a regular mattress. It can be firm or it can be soft. And she liked it soft. I felt like I was on, in Jaws here. I'm like, I'm on a boat. What are you doing? We got to put more water in this thing. I'm getting seasick here,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to have the water. I love the water bed. Used to crank that heater on it in the winter. Oh, I had that water bed so warm. Oh, it was great. I miss the water bed. I don't even know if they make water beds anymore.
I think Cam's got a water. I think Cam Stewart coming up next time. Or at least been on.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care that people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the Grid. Update from Stanky Stadium in the Bronx. No extra innings. Yankees lose 4-3. How about that?
That's good.
And I forgot, we have our little, we're starting our ladder now on the website podcast here, and we have the Yankees over 5.5 runs tonight. That 3-run homer kept our ladder alive. How about that?
Oh,
Not
okay.
bad. Very nice, very nice. Talking
Very
water
nice.
beds here, Dave, before the break, as we always do here on In Game Live. So our next guest, Mr. Cam Stewart, no doubt the experienced waterbed man. What's going on, Cam? How are you tonight, bud?
Yeah, I had a waterbed before. Had one when I was up north. Great for the winter. But you're right, Wetzel. If you're cheap on the water and you keep it soft, it's an absolute disaster. Horrible for your back, especially when you play. No sharp objects in bed. So if there's a neighborhood prowler, don't keep a knife or a sword near the waterbed. Like I popped one before where you cut it and the thing's like all over the place. Like you can't have anything. Like I think you got diabetes and I give your finger like pricks. Like you can't keep pins. Like nothing sharp. Not like, and a lot of women's products, nail files, other things like that. Got to keep it clean. Waterbeds though, they're a disaster. The maintenance on those things. So you know what I'm going to have to say? It's a young man's game, the waterbed.
Yeah.
But good for fun and frolic when you're younger. But as older, I like a firm, boring mattress. That's the way I am because I'm beat down. Yes.
Before
Dave.
we get to the golf picks, we gotta mention the hockey tonight.
Sure.
What do you like with this hockey game coming up late? Because we talked about. I mean, you can't do anything with the price of the Avalanche. I like the total over. The trends say under, but between that and the Vancouver game, any opinion about the hockey tonight?
It's funny. I did a show with a huge Colorado Avalanche supporter tonight. We talked about this game. He actually liked the over 6.5. I wanted to wait for the game to start, but I agreed with what both of you guys are saying. I really like that over 1.5 in the first period. By the way, Scott, sorry for mushing the dark cloud play. Pickard probably played one of the best games he's ever. Vegas was all over. Like the one night he doesn't let in 6 goals. Where I'm like, yay! And Anaheim won in the shootout and everything. Like, hey, listen, all you need is Vegas for the. Okay, thanks, Vegas. Anyway, that was a bad pick by me. Sorry, I didn't mean to destroy your black cloud play. That has been absolutely scorching. But over 1.5 in the first period. The one thing is, guys, people just assume Colorado's going to come there and kick Chicago's ass. I'll tell you one thing: since they picked up Spencer Knight, Florida's backup goaltender, they've been a lot better. Have you seen the Blackhawks recent play? It's been way better at the start. And as for Colorado, this is a team that blew a 2-goal lead against Calgary and stuff. They're not playing their best hockey, but I think if they want to turn it on, they should win tonight. I'm not in love with the price, Dave, and I think we probably attack it the way you guys attack it. If you like Colorado, take them early, right, Scott? -0.5 in the first period and over 1.5 goals. But I don't think it's an absolute lock tonight against Chicago, and I'm just I've already bet Vancouver. That game's a little bit too juicy, but the Kraken are horrible. It's kind of like that Vegas line last night. It gets me afraid. It's like the same number, like 55 cents. But you know what? I'll eat some chalk, which didn't work out last night in that Oiler game. But that's about it, guys. Anything else we got going on here? Not much, to be honest with you. I've some early baseball was good. The Jays won again. Oh my God. We actually might get this thing for the first time ever. The Toronto two-step. If the Jays and Leafs win on the same night, you might as well just cut my mic and get me the hell out of here and buy a lottery ticket because it never happens. So, a lot of hockey left, though. 2-1. 2-1 Leafs just scored. Mitch Marner.
Yes. 10-1 favorites now. A little 560 on the other side.
To be honest with you, they're 10-1 favorites. You might want to click with Stanley C. Panther and give him a pat and some meow mix. Like I'll tell you, that's the there's 7 minutes left in the game. Like that's a little bit
hard to believe.
That's a little bit ludicrous. I'm on the Leafs. I don't want to buy back with the Panthers, but that line's atrocious. There's almost half a period of hockey left. Well, guys,
go to Houston. Go to Houston with the
We'll
golf.
go to Houston. As Scott Farrell said today, what's this tournament? The gasoline tournament? Valero? Yeah, I'm like, okay. Yeah, that's right. You got to get Valero. Okay, yes, it's Valero. Could it be gasoline? We'll see. This is it, though. Some guys need to win this tournament to get into Augusta next week. Guys like Ben Griffin, we talked about. In the past, Corey Connors won, got his ticket to Augusta. J.J. Spawn won this tournament, got a ticket to Augusta. So we'll look at some guys that actually have to have good form this week. But let's roll it, guys. Hopefully we can get a winner. And there's one guy that every single guy in the Sportsnet family of golf team is on, and we'll talk about it. But we'll start off going a little bit with Jordan Spieth. And I'm looking at this number going, you're giving me Jordan Spieth at 28-1 instead of 18? Okay. And the funny thing is there's other guys like Scotty Scheffler not there. Justin Thomas not there. Spieth is great in this tournament too. Multiple top 10s. He's always hanging around the leaderboard, so I'll take him. Denny McCarthy lost in a playoff to Ashkay Patea last year, 32-1. I love Denny McCarthy's game. The guy can putt, one of the best putters on tour. If he hits it straight, I love him. Sam Stevens, great wind player. That's the one defense this course has, guys. Wind. In Texas, you got to be a low ball hitter, got to be able to hit it through the wind. Sam Stevens has got game, 52-1. Bud Cauley, I'm on him. Brady Cannon's on him. Carver's on him. And K Stew's on him. And C Stew's on him. Is that death or is it good? Those guys won with Minwoo Lee last week, Scott, so it could be a good thing. 55-1. And Ryan Fox, the big New Zealander, looks more like a linebacker, 90-1. He had a top 10 last week. Here we go. Top 10s. Tommy Fleetwood, plus 175. Two-time winner, the other Prime Minister of Canada, Corey Connors, plus 180. Top 20s. Burger Time. Florida State player playing real good right now. Burger's getting healthier, and that's good news. Plus 140. Tom Kim, no respect this week at plus 150 because he hasn't played enough. Tom Hoagie Sandwich contends here all the time. Top 40, I'm getting plus 105. And Scott, you know I don't take Eric Cole to win, but hey, great performance last week, and he's a top 40 guy at plus 110. First round leaders, this is where it's at, guys. This is where I'm invested in. We could start. Carver hit 2 last week. Amazing. Tommy Fleetwood, 32. Corey Connors, this guy loves this every single round. This is his course, 33. Keith Mitchell, Kashmir Keith, almost won last week. 60-1, first round leader. He's in great form. Jake Afternoon Knapp, love him at 70. Patrick Rogers, he has game, 80-1. Cole, notorious hot starter at 90. And you guys will appreciate this as hockey fans. Sammy Valimaki, cousin plays for the Utah Hockey Club. He's a big, big Finn with a big gut and a big game. 100-1, first round leader. Let's go, guys. Gasoline tournament. Let's go.
If you were going to bet one guy to win, who would it be?
Denny McCarthy.
Here it
Him
is.
or Cauley.
Nice.
Yeah,
There it is.
I like Denny McCarthy a lot this week. Okay. All right. We're all on Cauley. We'll see what happens, Scott. It could be a blessing or a curse. But good luck with your plays tonight, guys.
You got it, man. Sam and Gabe, top of the hour. Game it out. Wrap up shop next.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The team we expected to be a national championship frontrunner all season long and even before the big dance. That is the Duke Blue Devils.
I don't care if people are like, oh, anticlimactic. You have the 4 best teams lined up, superstar coaches, young coaches, old coaches, veteran teams, young teams. This has got a lot of great storylines heading to the Final Four this weekend.
Only on SportsGrid.
They won the game, and a lot of people, I think, are, prematurely writing them off. Like, I heard a lot of people say they're not even making the playoffs this year.
What I give them credit for right now, Scott, I'm not going to pencil them to win the division yet. Let's see how they do. What I give the Red Sox credit for, and this sounds like silly, I give them credit for actually trying this year.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Thanks to Cam Stewart, who again takes over top of the hour along with Gabe Morency on Sirius XM Radio and TV. Just a couple scores here. Dave did throw the finals out. Miami did beat Boston 124-103. So loss for the Celtics. They've been playing such great basketball. Wizards beat the Kings 116-111. But the Kings, they fired their head coach. They had a nice little run, but really it hasn't been good since. Pacers beat the Hornets by 14, so they covered the number. Cadavers beat the Knicks by 19. Knicks led by 10. It's a 29-point spread. Losing to Cleveland again by double digits. Wow, They stink. They just stink. So Thunder up by 9 already in Detroit over Detroit. It's amazing. They're going to cover again. You watch. They'll cover that 14. They will. I don't know if the Clippers will cover the 17.5, but you watch OKC cover the 14, Dave.
It's a joy to watch OKC play basketball. They move around so much. They pass the ball over the place. And every night, it's not just one guy. It is. I have it on without sound, but it's a joy to watch. If you got the Braves, it's not going to be a joy to watch. I can tell you that. It's going to be a white knuckle ride the rest of the way. It's already 5-3. The Dodgers are coming.
Wow.
I see the boys watching the show. They wanted to shout out. Hat tip for the Yankee play, the plus 3.5. I got CBW tweeting at us. I got Eron Sean tweeting at us. This is good. I love when the boys get involved quick. That was a quick bet. They don't always come that easy, but 4-0, and we had a guy on base with another guy with a favorable count, and the line was plus 3.5. Sounded good. We got the 3-run homer. I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I'm going to have to tell the wife. And look, I was on with Wetzel. We hit the Yankee bet. So maybe we'll have steak tonight.
Chinese food.
We might go steak dinner tonight. Yeah, we might go steak.
Really upgrade. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Our first level is Chinese. If we do well, all right, Chinese dinner tonight. Little takeout tonight.
Do you have a go-to? What is your dish? With the egg rolls.
We splurge. Yeah.
Vegetable fried rice. What do you get?
Like the fried rice. I like the chicken. What's it called?
House chicken. General Tso's chicken.
General Tso's. Yeah. Not the General. Okay. That's a spicy one. What's the other?
Spicy. One? Yeah, spicy. No.
No, I don't like the spicy. There's another one. General. It's like that. It's the same exact thing, but no spice.
Oh,
sesame chicken. Sesame chicken.
You like the sesame chicken over the General? I make General Tso's minus 250 favorite over the sesame. Yeah.
No, I'm not a spicy guy. Sesame,
you know?
right? Yeah, Benny's got you too. Yeah. Sesame chicken is
okay.
That all the time. Yeah,
that's fine.
And we got this little typical, hole in the wall. You would never think, but it's got the best. We've gone to others.
Right.
Just to try them out, okay, but you always go back to the hole in the wall for whatever reason. They have the best Chinese food by us.
Are you a sushi guy?
No.
No sushi?
No, I like my food. Colorado?
Just like
Avalanche scores 1-0. Very
just
nice.
Like that.
I like those two bets. The over 1.5 and Colorado minus 0.5 goal first period.
Here we go.
You knew they were going to come out flying.
Yeah.
We knew it. Very nice.
Let's. How much time left? Oh, that was in the first 4 minutes. There's not even 4 minutes gone in the game. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Wow.
All right, that's good. So they're going to readjust that number. Now that'll be 7.5. All right, when that comes back up, and it might be 8.5 because it was so fast. So you wanted to go under. I mean, you can find a number to go under. If you get another goal here in the second or in the first period, in the first couple minutes.
I was just throwing it out there. I like the over. I just kind of was just throwing it out there. Like, one of the ways to attack it. So,
okay.
Florida's going to lose again, down 3-1 to Toronto.
Happens.
Yeah. Get it out of the way now. Still got the 7 games left to kind of get it out of your system.
That's fine.
I don't know what it would take for me to say they're not still the best team in the East, but
are the Dodgers going to win the game? Toronto. Yes or no? Are the Braves going to hold on? Yes or no? What happens when you go home tonight before you put your head down? You saying Dodgers have the win, or the Braves finally get their first win? Which is
Dodgers win 8-6.
No way!
They come
on, Braves! Come on.
Braves I hope. That's what I'm hoping too. So
Braves.
Yeah, that's true. You got to go with the Braves. Got to go with the Braves. They don't win tonight.
Hank Aaron.
Were they fired? Did they fire the manager? We talking
No.
about firing the manager at this point? Sam and Gabe coming up next.